Hi, everyone. My name is J. Michael Norris, and I am an author who has several different stories published on Louisiana Words. I'm also one of the hosts, really the co-host of Louisiana Words Live in New Orleans. I host a lot of the events. I've done some alone. I do most of them along with Louis Tolliver, the creator of Louisiana Words. I've been really fortunate that some of my stories have really taken off on Louisiana Words. And tonight or today, I'm going to read one of them for you. It's called The Mirror Twin. And this story originally appeared in a slightly different form in my thesis when I was in graduate school. And what I loved about this story was back then, two of the readers that read my thesis really understood the story, and one of the readers didn't understand it at all. And I still remember when he said, I don't even understand what this story is about. And not meaning it as an insult, I asked him, have you ever been in love? And the other two readers just started laughing. And it was one of those moments that really mean a lot to me. And this story means a lot to me. And so I'm glad that it's taken sort of taken flight since it's been published, and a lot of people seem to really like it. And so I'm not going to read the whole story to you. It's relatively long. I am going to read the beginning, and then I'll let you know, of course, that you can read the rest of it on Louisiana Words. So here it goes. The Mirror Twin. Didn't know you were a towhead, I said, a bit irritated by the omission. A young boy with curly blonde hair stared out from the glossy, slightly out of focus photograph that I held, a fishing pole in his hand and baggy overalls hanging off his bare, freckled shoulders. Even at 9, Caleb's body tensed with the wiry muscles he'd grow into. Yup, Caleb said. It turned brown around 10 or 11. His rough hand rubbed my shoulder. The double bed creaked under us, echoed by the floorboards. The online ad for the bed and breakfast said it was quaint, but even for North Louisiana, it was more rustic than we'd expected. Nothing more than a double bed, a lone floor lamp, an oversized armoire, and one of those old school tube TVs on top of an army footlocker. At least it fit our budget. I turned the crinkled photo over. Don't know you as well as I thought. Someone had scribbled Caleb, Grandpa's Farm, July 1996, in pencil on the back. You were adorable. I turned the photo back over. Those eyes. Boyfriends for 3 years, and he'd finally decided to show me childhood photos. He'd seen mine before we'd even start dating, back when we were just friends. That's where we're going tomorrow, Caleb said. Grandpa's farm, except Caleb looked side to side dramatically, then staged whispered, Jesse, they all live out there now. All of them? I whispered back, then covered my mouth in mock surprise. All of them. Caleb rummaged through the shoebox of photos he'd packed in his luggage. Well, except Grandpa. He's dead. Here, I have another. He snatched the fishing photo from my hand and replaced it with a sepia print of two boys dressed up like miniature sheriffs, one of those cheesy pictures from a county fair or tourist town. It's me and Abe. Oh my God, I said. He looks just like you. The two boys seemed younger than the Caleb in the first picture, both dressed in cowboy hats and vests with stars on them. Their smiles were almost identical, both missing a front tooth, but one missing on the left and one on the right. You look like twins. Can you guess who I am? I could tell by the eyes. His brothers sat farther apart, and the chin seemed broader than Caleb's. You're the one on the right. Here. I placed my finger on the young Caleb in the picture. That's right. Good guess. It's not a guess. You're obviously the more handsome. I turned around and kissed him, then rubbed my beard on his neck the way he liked. He pushed me away. Stop! I can't get sexual with my brother in the room. He's just in the picture. I leaned towards him, but he held me back, smiling. No, it's bad luck the day before meeting the family. That's when I knew for sure. He planned on proposing. Seemed like not seeing the bride before a wedding, but we didn't have the same traditions built in. I'd been waiting over a year for him to get up the nerve. I needed to talk about this first, he said. Me and Abe. I studied the photo, trying to figure out what he meant. Because you look so much alike? I glanced over at him, expecting a smile, but he looked serious, distant. The thing is, we are twins, identical. You said he was older. I felt uneasy, like he was hiding something. I didn't lie. He is older. 5 minutes. It's just, Caleb stared at the floor and cleared his throat. It's just that I don't like people to know. He always screws things up, and there's all these questions and things. My unease dispersed as I laughed, thinking of a joke. Like, are you psychic? Do you feel each other's pain? Who's got the bigger? I motioned to Caleb's crotch and tossed the picture into the shoebox at the front of the bed. Caleb glared at me. He's my brother. It was just, and he's straight. Caleb's face settled into anger, the kind of anger I usually only saw when he'd done too many shots of tequila. It was a joke, totally a joke. He got up from the bed and walked to the bathroom, slamming the door behind him. We'll talk about it tomorrow, he said through the door. Fine. Nobody wants to have sex with you and your hot twin anyway, I whispered, wondering why the joke got him so angry. What? He shouted through the door. Nothing. Good night, then. I learned better than to try to calm him down once he got in a huff. I turned off the lamp on the side of the table and cocooned myself beneath an antique quilt the lady at the front desk had given us to stay warm. The quilt was covered in repeating geometric figures, something like starbursts that changed ever so slightly as they ran from one end to the other. The quilt smelt damp, ancient. I remembered that she said something about January's being brutal in West Monroe. Listening to the water running in the bathroom sink, I wondered if she might be right. Okay, so that's the opening of my short story, The Mirror Twin. I hope you enjoyed it so far. Like I said earlier, it is one of my favorite stories that I've ever written or had published. So if you get a chance, you can also visit louisianawords.com and you can search for it there. I believe you would just search for The Mirror Twin and it should come up. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I look forward to reading more for you in the future. Thanks a lot.